Hello friends, are you ready for another adventure? Hope you are, because today we're traveling to South America to visit Brazil. Did you know that Brazil is the country with the 5th largest population in the world? Yes, right after China, India, the US, and Indonesia. Most people in Brazil live in big cities like Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, and Brasilia, Brazil's capital. If you want to learn more about Brazil, don't forget to download the activity pack in the description below. You can watch our video about Christ the Redeemer statue. Now let's continue with the video. Brazil is surrounded not only by the Atlantic Ocean, but also every other South American country. Can you name them all? Don't worry, I'll help you. Except for Chile and Ecuador, Brazil is surrounded by Argentina, Bolivia, Colombia, French Guiana, Guyana, Paraguay, Peru, Suriname, Uruguay, and Venezuela. Now let's talk about the flag. The Brazilian flag is one of the most recognizable no matter where you go. It's made up of a green rectangle overlaid with a yellow rhombus and a dark blue circle full of stars in the middle. The text on the circle, Ordem e Progresso, means order and progress, and the 27 stars represent the 26 Brazilian states and the country's capital. The green color represents the coat of arms of the House of Braganza, and the yellow one represents the House of Habsburg and the coat of arms of Portugal. Yes, Portugal. That's because Brazil's territory was colonized by Portugal many years ago. That's why Brazil's official language is also Portuguese. You know how to say hello in Portuguese? We say hola. Sounds a lot like Spanish, don't you think? In Portuguese, to say please, we say por favor. To say thank you, we say obrigada or obrigado, depending on if you're a man or a woman. And to say excuse me, we say con licença. Repeat after me. Por favor, obrigada or obrigado, com licença. You can also say tudo bem. It means how are you? To respond to that same question, you can say yo estou bem e você, which means I'm good and you? Now let's count together. We'll count to the number 5. Repeat after me. 1 is Can you say 2 is dois. Can you say dois? 3 is três. Can you say três? 4 is quatro. Can you say quatro? 5 is cinco. Can you say cinco? Well done! Brazilians are super happy, warm, and friendly people. They make you feel right at home right away. Just try not to get into a heated argument about soccer because Brazilians love soccer. But we'll talk about that in a minute. First, let's mention another thing Brazilians are very passionate about: Carnival! Brazilian people love parties, especially the Carnival of Brazil. This annual festival is held on Friday afternoon before Ash Wednesday and takes place all over the country. Huge parades led by samba schools travel through the streets of Rio de Janeiro, Bahia, Sao Paulo, Minas Gerais, and many more. That sounds like fun, don't you think? And speaking of Brazil's regions and places, we can't ignore its beautiful landscapes, like the amazing Amazon rainforest. This tropical forest covers 60% of Brazil's territory and is home to not only 350 different ethnic groups like the Yanomami, but also a lot of exotic animals like the howler monkey, brown-throated sloth, blue poison dart frog, green anaconda, and so many more. The Amazon rainforest is also home to the world's largest river by volume of water it discharged, the Amazon River. Another great example of beautiful landscapes is Guanabara Bay in Rio. This imposing landscape gives the city of Rio its distinctive outline and is the deepest natural bay in the world. Here you can find some of the most distinctive sights in Rio, like Sugarloaf Mountain and the hill of the iconic Christ the Redeemer statue. Don't worry, we'll talk more about that in our next video. By the way, did you know that Rio de Janeiro was named in error? Yes, a Portuguese explorer thought it meant the mouth of a river, when in fact it means January River. Imagine naming a whole city by mistake. Now that we're talking about iconic natural places in Brazil, let's take a moment to see the beautiful Brazilian animals, like the cute capuchin. This little friend is a very unique animal in Brazil, and it's very common to see them as pets. This animal is well known for its intelligence and social behavior. And speaking of monkeys, look at this cute little guy. The tamarin is a special species of monkey found in varied colors: orange, black, and yellow, and they are easily recognizable by their beard-like fur. They look like some wise old man. There's another cool animal, the tapir. It looks like a pig with an elephant's trunk, don't you think? It's mostly found in the jungles of South America, and it's a herbivore, which means it only eats plants. Speaking of eating, what about Brazilian food? The most famous dish in all of Brazil is the feijoada, a stew prepared with black beans, different cuts of pork, and supplemented with tomatoes, cabbage, and carrots. Another Brazilian specialty is the picanha, a triangular cut of barbecued beef cooked over an open fire. Picanha is one of the highlights you'll find at a Brazilian barbecue. Now, I know you'll like this one. The brigadeiro, it's a delicious Brazilian version of the well-known chocolate truffle. This classic dessert is made of condensed milk, cocoa powder, butter, and then shaped into little balls covered in chocolate sprinkles. The traditional brigadeiro is made of the milk chocolate, but you can also find some made with white chocolate. My favorite are the ones with a whole strawberry in the center. Ooh. And now that we're full of energy, it's time to take a look at some of the most famous Brazilian sports. And of course, we must talk about soccer, known in Brazil as football. As I mentioned before, Brazilians are crazy about football, and it's not surprising when you consider that Brazil has won the World Cup 5 times, more than any other country in the world. Capoeira is not only a good example of Brazilian sport, but also a dance and even art. It's a martial art that combines elements of dance, acrobatics, and music, and is known for its acrobatic and complex maneuvers, often involving hands on the ground and inverted kicks. Hi-ya! And that's just a little something about Brazil. Remember to pack light clothes if you want to visit this beautiful country. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Adieu, amigos!